Michelle's coffee's made. Shower time. Be right back.
That's better.
I'm Brian.
I'm Michelle.
And this is
Livin Our Vision.
Okay, I'm gonna go mail these and get some more video footage for next video.
Oh, can you pull the gray tank valve?
Gray tank valve. Gotta pull the gray tank valve. You could have sewer gnats coming through the hose, so you want to try to keep that closed as much as possible. I've got some files transferring from one hard drive to an SSD drive. Since the hard drive is slower, it's going to take a while. It's telling me about 4 hours. So I've got to make some use of this time, and I'm going to run some errands and go get some other video while I'm out for our next upcoming video. In the meantime, Michelle continues her work. Usually I am sitting right there the entire day. Alright, let's get going. Got the trash and everything in the camera bag, the drone, tripod, all the accessories, mount for the GoPro for the outside. One perfect example of why the RV life isn't always hunky-dory. Not the gray tank. You know, while we're waiting on that gray tank to empty, one thing I did today is I got a new filter that I put on. And I did that first thing this morning before I took my shower. Got the XL filter. One thing you want to keep in mind when you change these out, just hook it up and run water through it. And here's the wet area where I ran water through it earlier. You want to get all that charcoal out. It'll come out black at first, and then it'll start running clear. Just let that run for not even really a minute, but it'll clean it out. It comes out pretty fast. Then you can put your hose back on there to your RV. Sounds like our gray tank is done. Close that up. I just lock all of our bay doors every time I'm done, just to be precautious. We haven't had any issues yet, but maybe that's one reason why we haven't. One of the things I wanted to talk about today is when we're saying RV life isn't always hunky-dory, we've stayed at some pretty nice places already. We've been 5 months in. I don't know, we've really had some really good luck. A lot of times you do your reviews online and you hear mixed stories. You might see a place that has only 2 stars, and this is one of them. And that's reviews of other people that have stayed here. You'll talk to other campers that have stayed here and other full-time RVers. Some of them will say, oh, it's really not that bad. Just be sure you get a site in, campsite B or in area. A lot of the bigger parks will have certain areas that are marked as a ladder. This park, for instance, has a lower area. You can barely even get a cell signal down in there. Up here, we have full LTE, full speeds. I mean, we haven't been affected up here, and it's not even that far. Literally, just right down here. You can see some RVs down here. You have basically 0 cell service, any carrier from what I've heard. This park should be absolutely beautiful. It has a lot of sites that haven't been kept up. When we came here, we were looking for our site, and a lot of them that had the full hookups had signs on the pedestals for the electric that said no power. So it's my guess, since there's so many of them and they're not fixing them, that to me tells me that there must be some underground wiring issues. The ranger station, it's empty all the time. They have a sign up at the entrance that makes you go directly to the clubhouse. I'll take you down there and show you. Before I take you down and show you the main clubhouse and ranger station, it's going to take you down here to the lower level off to the side where we are at. And so we had to take a roundabout way because this bridge is out. Now they have not fixed this bridge yet. This happened during a recent rainstorm, late winter, early spring, and they still have not fixed that. So you have to take a different route to go around to get to our area, which isn't an issue really. It's not a big deal. But this is another lower level area. They have some cabins. So again, that is not the direction that we would go out. Right here you can see another box, electrical box, that is just wires hanging out. Obviously no power to it. They're not keeping up with maintenance, but it seems like it still keeps pretty full. The nice thing about this is you're only here temporarily. Some of these sites are actually pretty nice and have really good views. Beautiful views. We are going to be here for 2 weeks, and then we're moving to our new location, and it's been just fine for us. Like I said, I'm going to take you down to the main entrance to show you the potential that this park has. Just leaving the exit. This is the alternate route that we have to take now, since that bridge is gone. So here is the Thousand Trails entrance. And this is what I'm talking about. Usually you would go straight ahead right here and go up to the ranger station and check in. As you can see, this place is beautiful. Pulling up to the ranger station. They have it so you have to go and check into the welcome center first. So they do have some RV storage. Over here you can see they had a volleyball court, basketball court. People do still use it, but it's not being kept up very well at all. It's a clubhouse. I think it's still in use, but we haven't really made it down here. This here is the laundry facilities. If you don't have laundry on board your RV, they have a little country store. I don't know if anybody's in there. You know, it says closed still. So every time we've been down here, it's been closed. I'll take a little walk out here and show you around here real quick. Putt-putt course, miniature golf course, the pool. I think they were cleaning it the other day. They must be getting ready to open it for the season. As you can tell, this place is huge and it has real potential to be a beautiful resort. But as you can see, there's a lot of lack of maintenance, and I think it's just because they're understaffed. So I guess what I'm saying is, you know, sometimes you go to one park, you go to one resort, and it's really nice, a lot of amenities, feel like you're in heaven. And then you'll come to a place like this and you kind of have that mixed opinion about it because it's a little more tranquil, which is nice. And a lot of people that like their dry camping and BLM lands or stuff like that, this kind of gives you a little bit of that same feeling, except you still have your hookups where you can find them. Now we got lucky. We didn't have any issues finding a spot that had a hookup. We haven't had any issues with our electric, water, none of the hookups we've had any issues with, but they are getting really limited on the amount of spaces they have for full hookups. We actually have been enjoying this place because of this tranquility, but we're only here for 2 weeks and we move on, and that's the nice thing about the full-time RV life is if you don't like where you're staying, you don't like your neighbors or whatever it may be. We haven't had that issue yet. All of our neighbors have been just awesome. But you move on. You can always stay and go wherever you want, which is really nice. I'm going to take you down the road and show you some other places as well. There's a KOA down the road, and there's 1 or 2 other RV parks on what's called Soledad Canyon Road, and a very scenic road. If anything, you may enjoy the scene. Before I take you down Soledad Canyon Road and show you the views and show you the other parks here that are close by, got to run up to the post office and drop off these Mother Day cards. There's another Dolly like Dilly. This is kind of an unusual day for us. I'm typically sitting pretty much the entire day editing the videos. I really truly enjoy the video editing and creating all this content for people, and it's exciting to hear people's comments and responses and their thankfulness of sharing what we're sharing with them. But I will tell you, the editing part, and always having your camera available, your video equipment always available, making sure you're getting certain shots in, it's very stressful. And the editing part, ask anybody that has ever done full video editing when you're doing a lengthy video. Unless you're just somebody that just sticks everything in there and calls it good and doesn't edit really much at all, it's a ton of work and it can get very stressful. But I don't want to discourage anybody that is thinking about doing this, because if it's a dream of yours, I think you should do it. I think you should go for it. But just a fair warning that it can be stressful, and just try to take measures to ease that stress. Maybe sometime we'll make a video and give more helpful tips on what we do or what I do. Michelle basically just helps out during the weekends when we're visiting our destinations, and that she really can't help during the week because she's busy with her job. We don't do any editing on the weekends. It's just go have fun and shoot videos and enjoy our weekends. She does her thing with her job, and I do my thing with mine during the week. There's a lot of horse ranches up in the hills in Acton, California. They're pretty much everywhere you look. There's one of the little markets, and then there's a newer one that we just went past that I didn't get a shot of. And we got the post office. We'll run these in real quick and we'll be on our way. Okay, so now we're leaving the post office. Pulled in here at the KOA just down the road from where we're staying, and as you can see, a lot of these parks in this area of Soledad Canyon are mainly rock, and there was a fire here. I can't remember. We stopped at a little store up the road here just yesterday, and actually they had a fire that they put out fairly quick just a couple weeks ago, which was a little close for comfort, and we just got here a week ago. The fire burned all the way around this guy's little kind of a convenience store. Luckily, it didn't harm his store there. KOA and others in this area are kind of the same. This one might be kept up just a little bit better than Thousand Trails is, but Thousand Trails Park is a lot bigger. I actually like Thousand Trails back here in Soledad much better than this one. So that was a little view of a couple RV parks at KOA, and then the other one that we showed you there on the Soledad Canyon Road. But some very scenic views around here. Again, had to run some errands this morning, so I thought I would try making some good use of my time. There goes another truck and travel trailer right there. So sometimes you just take off and you go to certain areas and they're not quite what you expected. That's going to happen a lot in full-time RV life. Sometimes you're going to be so pleasantly surprised by your views that you have, and sometimes not so much. Sometimes you're going to have mixed views, mixed opinions on it, like we did here. And so again, it's not bad at all where we're staying, but could it be better? Yeah. Could it always be better? Yeah. It's not always going to be all hunky-dory, and you're going to have your ups with your downs just like any other normal life. Say that's one of the things that Michelle and I really like about this lifestyle, is that there's always a change. Some people don't like change, and some people do. I guess it depends on what kind of change you're talking about. As far as this, you still have your work, but you get to change up your views, change your office view, so it keeps your work more interesting as well as your life. You're not stuck in that same cubicle all the time, or this, it just changes your views and your views of life. The downside is family and not seeing family as much. I don't know about many of you, but I've lived close to family, and there's been months go by that we haven't been able to see each other because, our busy lifestyles. Well, we would call, of course, but we can still do that. Thankfully, you have things like FaceTime and Skype that you can still get to see them and talk to them kind of in person. It's not the same as in person. The thing is, you have to live your life. If you're a grandparent and you're dependent on regularly to watch your grandchildren, this probably wouldn't be for you. The thing that we like about it is our granddaughter still gets to see us on the YouTube videos, which is nice. It documents our life, and it gives her something to be excited about when she watches. Sometimes, depending on what our video is about, it all boils down to your life. How do you want to live your life? You're the one that needs to make that decision. For us, this has been life-changing. I know for Michelle, it's made her work more bearable. She's more relaxed. She still gets to communicate with her fellow co-workers. They have meetings live on their, I don't know what they use. I don't think they use Skype, but something similar. And so she still gets that kind of face-to-face with them and communicates regularly, pretty much daily during the week. It's not as stressful for her. She doesn't have to hurry to commute to work and, wear all the appropriate type clothing for work and shoes and the uncomfortable high heels and the cold office, and always have a space heater right by her because they can't get the air conditioning correct or the heating correct. We have our own choice on lighting, and we get more daylight with all the other windows around. There's a lot of benefits. I could go on and on about this. We've enjoyed every place that we've been to. There has been something that we haven't liked and things that we do like about every place that we go to. The really neat thing that we like as well is the fact that we get to see all of the country. And if we ever decide that we want to quit full-time RVing, we're going to have a pretty good idea where we want to live for sure. We're 5 months in, going on 6 months. We don't see that in the near future at all because we're really enjoying this. You still get to work. It's good for the employer. It's good for you. You're always getting to see something new. And the weekends, you get to go enjoy yourself and see all this beautiful country, God's artwork. We would be lying to you if we said, oh, it's always just spectacular. The cold hard truth is, this is life. No matter what you do, no matter where you go, don't let people talk you out of your dreams. If this is your dream, then absolutely go for it. We had our reservations about it, you know, there always is, but I learned a long time ago to not let those get in the way. I used to be the type of person that I would let fear scare me out of everything. Anytime I was afraid of something, I would walk away from it. I wouldn't even attempt to do it. And then I started realizing what I'm missing out on, and every single time that I would do that, I would always have this regret of, man, I wish I would have done that now. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. And I think that's the way it is for everybody that gets scared and doesn't do what they really feel like they want to do. I started just saying, heck with it, I'm going to meet fear face to face. I don't remember a time, to tell you the truth, that I've ever regretted facing fear, because even if something doesn't go right, you're still glad you did, because you can't go back and say, man, I wish I would have. Because you can always say, hey, at least I tried and it didn't work for me. But now I'm back to where I was before. I guess I'm just here to tell you that no matter what your dreams are, go for it. Almost back here, but one other thing I wanted to mention to you is the wildlife. We've seen hummingbirds. We've had hummingbirds come to our feeder. We've seen quite a few bluebirds, western bluebirds, of course. That's another thing that you really get out of this full-time RV life, is seeing all the different wildlife. All right, so here is the gatekeeper, security guard. You bet. When we leave and we come back at night, the security guys, they sit in their truck and they sit there and they'll stop you before you can get through and make sure that you're supposed to be here. Typically, it's even more boring than this during the week, since we're just sitting there working. I wanted to show you, a little bit more than just sitting down and working. We're back.
Hi.
Just had our lunch. What we do is we get these organic salads from Costco. We get 4 salads out of this, so 2 a piece. They're like $5-6 for the package. The one thing that we didn't like about them is the pieces in there. Some of them are really long and too chunky. So I put it in our Ninja and I just pulse it just to break it up a little bit, and we both think it's actually even better. For some reason it tastes better. It makes it really good and a lot easier to eat. And if you think about it, it's probably a little more expensive doing it that way, but it saves us time. And if you're thinking, let's say $6 and we get 2 each for lunch, it's really only $1.50 each for lunch. So $3 a day for lunch, doing it that way. And to us, it's worth it to do that. All right, we're back at our workstation. So it's about 20 till 9 p.m. and I think we're gonna call it a day. That's about enough work for one day, don't you think, Shell?
I think so.
And before I forget, I wanted to give Jeremy and his staff at BRC Coach in Transit a big shout out and a thank you for doing such a great job and the excellent customer service that we got there, and we'll definitely be going back there. We highly recommend them. They did an excellent job on Vinny. We now have Vinny back. If you're in the Las Vegas area, check them out. They're over by the Las Vegas Motor Speedway and Nellis Air Force Base. Again, it's BRC Coach and Transit.
Well, there you have it. That was our day in the life of a full-time RVer.
Exciting, huh? It's not always a life of adventures, eating at new places, or basking in the sun, but at least on the weekends we do get to do those things. Unless, of course, if we are traveling somewhere to our next destination, which tear down and set up can pretty much take half of that day sometimes, plus your drive time. So thanks for watching today, and we hope this video was helpful to somebody, or at least inspiring. And if you have any questions, please ask your questions down below in the comments section. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to join our visionary gang. Thanks guys, bye-bye.
Bye.